You ever notice how people love control? Oh, they cling to it, hold on to it like it's the only thing keeping them from falling into the abyss. They plan, they predict, they calculate every little step, thinking that if they just keep their grip tight enough, nothing bad will happen. Nothing unexpected, nothing out of their hands. Oh, but here's the fun part. Life loves to laugh at people like that. It loves to shake things up, loves to flip the board when they think they've got the game all figured out. You ever watch someone grip onto something so tight their knuckles turn white? Oh, it's quite the sight. They think if they just hold on hard enough, they can keep everything in place, stop the chaos, keep things exactly how they want them. They call it being responsible, being prepared, being in control. But you and I both know control? Oh, that's just a joke people tell themselves so they can sleep at night. Because deep down, they're terrified. Terrified of what happens if they let go. Terrified of what happens if they stop forcing everything. But the real punchline, the moment they stop gripping so hard, the moment they finally release, oh, that's when everything actually starts to fall into place. You ever see a person trying to steer a car that's already rolling downhill? Oh, they'll twist that wheel with everything they've got, thinking they can force it to go their way, but that hill, oh, that hill doesn't care. Gravity doesn't care. The car's gonna go where it's gonna go. And all that effort, all that fighting, all that struggling, it doesn't do a damn thing except tire them out. And the moment they stop yanking that wheel, the moment they stop trying to control every little thing, that's when they finally realize the car was always gonna reach the bottom. The only question was how much energy they wanted to waste fighting it. You ever notice how people will drown trying to save themselves? Oh, it's ironic. They fall into deep water, they panic, they flail, they thrash like some wild animal. But the harder they fight, the deeper they sink. The more they struggle, the more they lose control. And the whole time, the only thing they had to do, the one thing that would have saved them, is just stop, just relax, just trust the water to hold them up, because it would have. Oh, it would have carried them to the surface, would have let them breathe, would have saved them, but they couldn't do it, couldn't bring themselves to let go. And that, oh, that's why they go under. You ever see someone ruin a good thing just because they couldn't stand not being in charge? Oh, it's fascinating. They get something real, something special, something they don't even deserve. And instead of just letting it happen, instead of just accepting it, they start poking at it, start questioning it, start trying to control it. And before they even realize what they've done, poof, it's gone, slipped right through their fingers, and then they sit there, staring at the empty space where it used to be, wondering what went wrong. Oh, but deep down, they know. They just don't want to admit it. You ever watch a bird learn to fly? Oh, it's something really. At first it's all nerves, all hesitation, all doubt. It spent its whole life in that little nest, thinking that's all there is, thinking the branches are its only reality. But then, then something happens. Something inside it changes. It gets pushed, maybe by the wind, maybe by something bigger. And suddenly, it's falling. Oh, it's falling fast. And for a moment, it's pure panic. But then it does something crazy. It stops fighting, it stops gripping, it stops resisting, And the moment it does, oh, that's the moment it realizes it can fly. You ever think about how much energy people waste trying to control things they were never supposed to control? Oh, it's exhausting just watching them. They worry, they stress, they micromanage every little detail, as if their fear alone can keep bad things from happening, as if their anxiety is some kind of insurance policy against the unknown. But here's the kicker. None of it works, because life doesn't care about their plans. Life doesn't follow their little checklists. Life is bigger than them. Bigger than their fears, bigger than their control. And the moment they finally get that through their thick little skulls, the moment they accept it, oh, that's the moment everything starts to change. You ever watch someone fight against something that's actually trying to help them? Oh, it's fascinating. They resist, they push, they fight like their life depends on it. But what they don't see, what they refuse to see, is that the only thing they're really fighting against is themselves. It's funny, really, the way they struggle, the way they twist and turn and try to force things their way, thinking if they just push hard enough, they can make things work the way they want. Oh, but life has other plans, and life always wins. You ever notice how the more people resist something, the harder it gets? Oh, they want things to be easy, they want things to work, but they just can't help themselves. They get in their own way. They see an open door, and instead of walking through it, they start questioning it, start analyzing it. Why is this door open? Who left it open? Is this some kind of trick? And while they're standing there, debating, hesitating, stalling, the door closes, and suddenly they're banging on it, begging for another chance. Oh, but the moment's passed, and now all they have left is regret. You ever seen a river? Oh, it's something, really. It moves without effort, carving its own path, flowing exactly where it needs to go. And the people who understand that, oh, they float. They let the current take them. They trust the water to carry them where they need to be. But then there are the others. Oh, you know the ones. The ones who fight it. The ones who swim against the current. Who claw at the water. Who thrash and kick and scream, thinking if they just resist hard enough, they can change the direction of the whole river. Oh, it's painful to watch, because they never win, they just exhaust themselves, and sooner or later, oh, they go under. You ever notice how people make their own suffering worse? Oh, it's quite the show. They hold on to things they were never meant to carry. They replay the same thoughts, the same fears, over and over in their heads like some broken record, convincing themselves that if they just worry enough, they can change what's coming. Oh, but life doesn't work that way. Life moves forward, whether they like it or not. And all that resistance, oh, it only makes the fall harder. The ones who understand that, oh, they move differently. They accept what is. They let go of what they can't control. And you know what happens? Oh, suddenly, life doesn't seem so cruel anymore. You ever see a person stuck in a storm, clinging to a tree like it's the only thing keeping them alive? Oh, they hold on for dear life, thinking that if they just grip tight enough, they can beat the wind, can fight the storm, can make it stop. But storms don't work like that. Storms don't listen to their little pleas. And while they're there, struggling, suffering, resisting, there's someone else. Someone who doesn't fight it. Someone who leans in. Who lets the wind take them. Who understands that sometimes the only way through the storm is to move with it. You ever see someone take a deep breath for the first time in a long, long time? Oh, it's something, really. They've spent years gripping, controlling, forcing things, and then one day they stop. They drop their shoulders, they unclench their fists, they breathe, and in that moment, they finally understand that all their struggling, all their resistance, it was never necessary. It never helped them, it only held them back. And when they finally let it go, that's when the real magic starts to happen. You ever notice how people only trust something when they can see it? Oh, they need proof, need evidence, need every little piece to fit into their neat little puzzle before they believe. They want a guarantee, a signed contract, a little whisper in their ear that says, yes, everything's going to work out exactly how you want it to. But life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't hand out reassurances. It doesn't send you a memo before it turns everything upside down. No, life just moves, with or without you. And the ones who can't trust it, they get left behind. You ever see someone standing at the edge of a diving board, toes curled, heart pounding, staring down at the water below? Oh, they want to jump. They know they should jump, but their mind starts whispering, what if you fall wrong? What if you hit the water too hard? What if... And suddenly they freeze, they get stuck. They start convincing themselves that maybe they shouldn't jump after all. And while they stand there, overthinking, hesitating, wasting time, someone else just leaps. No hesitation, no questions, no second guessing. And you know what happens? Oh, they hit the water just fine. They come up laughing, and the one still standing on the board, they're left with nothing but regret. You ever notice how people only trust the process after it works out? Oh, it's hilarious. They'll doubt, they'll question, they'll argue, they'll panic. But then somehow things start falling into place. Somehow all those little pieces they thought were random start coming together, and when it finally clicks, suddenly they're believers. Suddenly they're telling everyone how they knew it would work out. But the real question is, why couldn't they believe before? Why did they need to see it first? Why did they waste so much time worrying when all they had to do was trust? You ever see someone refuse to step forward just because they don't have all the answers? Oh, it's tragic, really. They get an opportunity, a door opens, a chance appears right in front of them, but instead of walking through it, they stop. Wait. What if this goes wrong? What if this isn't the right path? What if I fail? And while they're there, stuck in their little spiral of doubt, the door, it closes, and they don't even realize it until it's too late. And then they spend the rest of their lives wondering what would have happened if they just trusted the moment, if they just moved before they had all the answers. But by then, it's too late. You ever see a tightrope walker? Oh, now that's trust. Walking across nothing but a thin little rope high above the ground, one wrong step away from disaster. But do they hesitate? Do they second guess? No. They move forward because they know hesitation will make them fall. They trust the rope, trust their training, trust their own ability to keep moving forward. Because the second they start doubting, the second they let fear take over, that's when they slip. That's when they go down. And that's the difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't. You ever notice how some people move differently? Oh, they don't need to see the whole picture. They don't need proof, don't need guarantees, don't need some magic sign telling them everything's going to be okay. They just go. They step forward even when the road isn't clear. They take risks even when they don't have all the answers. They trust, not because they know what's coming, but because they understand something most people don't. That the ones who wait for certainty, oh, they stay waiting forever. But the ones who trust, the ones who move before they see, oh, they're the ones who actually get somewhere. You ever notice how people love control? Oh, they need it. They cling to it like it's the only thing keeping them from falling apart. Every little detail, every little step, planned, predicted, locked in tight so nothing can go wrong. Because if they're in control, then nothing bad can happen, right? Oh, but life has other ideas. Life doesn't follow their little schedules. It doesn't care about their neatly organized plans. No, life laughs at control. Life takes that perfect little puzzle they put together and scatters the pieces just to see what they'll do. And oh, do they panic. They scramble, they fight, they try to force things back into place. But the harder they fight, oh, the worse it gets. You ever seen someone holding onto something so tightly that they don't even realize it's hurting them? Oh, it's quite the sight. Their hands clenched, their knuckles white, holding on like their life depends on it. Maybe it's a plan that isn't working. Maybe it's a person who's long gone. Maybe it's an idea, a dream, an expectation of how things were supposed to go. And instead of letting go, instead of adjusting, instead of trusting that maybe, just maybe, things are falling apart for a reason, oh no, they hold on even tighter. But you ever try to grab something with your fists clenched? Oh, you can't, you gotta open your hands to receive anything new. But them? Oh, they'd rather bleed than loosen their grip. You ever see someone trying to force a door open that just won't budge? Oh, it's tragic, really. They push, they shove, they bang their fists against it, demanding that it open. This is the way I planned. This is what's supposed to happen. This is how my life is supposed to look. And while they're there, screaming at a locked door, wasting all their energy, what they don't notice, oh, what they refuse to notice, is that there's another door, wide open right behind them. But do they turn around? No. Do they stop to see if maybe, just maybe, there's another way? No. They keep fighting for something that's already been decided, something that's not for them. And in the end, oh, they blame the door. They say life is unfair, that they never got a chance, that everything was against them. You ever watch someone drowning but they refuse to stop struggling? Oh, it's a sad thing to see. They thrash, they panic, they waste all their energy trying to fight the water, trying to control their way out of something they were never meant to control. But you know what saves a drowning person? Stillness, letting go, floating. The moment they stop resisting, the moment they trust the water to hold them up, that's when they survive. But not everyone figures that out. Some people go under because they can't accept that they were never meant to control the water in the first place. You ever notice how the ones who trust, really trust, move differently? Oh, they don't fight against every little thing. They don't panic when things don't go their way. They don't waste time trying to force things that aren't meant for them. No, no, no. They adjust, they adapt, they step back, take a breath, and let life show them what's next instead of trying to demand it. And somehow, things just work out for them, not because they fought harder, not because they forced the pieces into place, but because they let go, because they understood what so many people never do, that real power isn't in control. Real power, real power is knowing when to release. You ever notice how people only look up when they're at their lowest? Oh, it's funny, really. When life's good, when everything's going according to plan, they walk around like they own the place, like they've got it all figured out. No questions, no doubts, no need to ask for anything. But the moment life takes a turn, the second things stop making sense, suddenly they're desperate for direction. And that's when they start talking to the sky, asking for signs, begging for help. But let me ask you something. Why does it have to get that bad before they start paying attention? You ever see someone ignoring every single warning sign until it's too late? It happens all the time. They get little hints, little nudges, little moments that tell them, hey, maybe you should slow down, maybe you should think this through, maybe you should look at things differently. But do they listen? Oh no, they keep going, full speed ahead, because they think they know best. They think they've got it all under control. And then they hit a wall. Everything crashes. And only then do they stop and say, maybe I should have listened. But by that point, the damage is already done. You ever watch someone running in circles, trying to fix something that was never theirs to fix? It's exhausting just looking at them. They break themselves apart, bend over backwards, do everything in their power to make things go their way. And every time it doesn't work, they just try harder, as if forcing something is the same as earning it, as if desperation is the same as faith. But the truth? The truth is that the moment they step back, the moment they stop forcing everything, that's when things actually start to change. But most people, they don't get that. They think if they just push a little harder, if they just try a little more, they can make things happen. But that's not how this game works. That's never how it works. You ever see someone right on the edge of something big, but they let fear keep them from stepping forward? It's painful to watch. They want to move. They know they should move, but the second they get close, they freeze. They start second-guessing everything. What if I fail? What if it's the wrong choice? What if things don't work out the way I want them to? And just like that, they stop themselves before they even start. But what they don't realize, what they refuse to realize, is that the biggest moments, the biggest changes never come with guarantees. You gotta move before you see the result. You gotta step out before you know exactly where it's gonna lead. But some people, they just stand there, stuck, while the opportunity slips right past them. You ever notice how the people who actually see the biggest changes aren't the ones who try to control everything? No, they're the ones who know when to let go, when to stop fighting battles that aren't theirs, when to stop worrying about things they can't fix, when to stop trying to manipulate every little detail and just trust that maybe, just maybe, things are working out in ways they can't see yet. And you know what happens when they do that? Things start falling into place. Doors start opening. Pieces start coming together. Not because they forced it. Not because they earned it. But because they allowed it. But most people never get to that point. They're too busy clenching their fists, too busy trying to wrestle with things that were never theirs to control in the first place. And by the time they realize that, they've already lost what was waiting for them. You ever notice how people want proof before they believe? They want guarantees, they want evidence, they want everything laid out in front of them before they take a single step. Show me it's gonna work, and then I'll trust. Prove to me it's the right path, and then I'll move. But that's not how things work, is it? No, no, no. Life doesn't hand out assurances. Life doesn't give you a neat little roadmap with all the answers spelled out. No, life demands that you leap first, and only then, only after you've stepped into the unknown, do you start to see why it had to be that way. But most people never make it that far because they want the certainty before the action. And that's a little problem. You ever see someone sitting at a crossroads, staring at all their options, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice? They think, and they think, and they think. What if this path leads to failure? What if that one makes things worse? What if I step forward and everything falls apart? So instead of choosing, instead of trusting, instead of moving, they just sit there, stuck, waiting for some magical sign to appear, something to whisper in their ear, this is the one, go this way. But life? Life doesn't work like that. Life doesn't coddle indecision. Life isn't going to hand you a flashing neon sign saying, yes, this is the right move. No, no, no. You move first, you act, and only when you're in motion do the answers start to reveal themselves. But waiting? Waiting just keeps you exactly where you are, watching everyone else move while you rot in hesitation. You ever watch someone get so close to something they've been waiting for, only to start doubting it the second it arrives? It's a sight to see. They prayed for this moment, they hoped for it, they dreamed about it, and then it shows up, and suddenly they're questioning everything. Is this really for me? Am I ready? What if I can't handle it? What if it's all too good to be true? And just like that, they sabotage themselves. They turn away from what they wanted because deep down, they don't believe they deserve it. They don't trust that something good could actually be for them. And so they hesitate. They pull back. And before they know it, that opportunity slips right through their fingers. And then what do? Then they complain. Then they cry about how unfair life is, how nothing ever works out for them. But was it life, or was it them? You ever notice how people think trust means everything will go smoothly? They think if they believe, if they have faith, if they just hold on tight enough, everything will be easy. No obstacles, no struggles, no doubts. But that's not trust, is it? No, no, no. Trust isn't about avoiding problems. Trust isn't about skipping the struggle. Trust is about walking through the mess, through the uncertainty, through the chaos, knowing that even when it looks like everything's falling apart, it's actually falling into place. But most people, they bail at the first sign of trouble. The moment things get hard, they assume they took the wrong path. This must not be for me if it's this difficult. And they give up. They turn back, never realizing that what they wanted was right on the other side of that storm. You ever see someone fighting so hard for something only to let go right before it was about to happen? It's tragic, really. They struggle, they push, they endure so much, and then, just when they're inches away, just when the breakthrough is right there, they decide it's too much. They quit, and they walk away, never realizing how close they were. You see, the thing about trust, it's not just believing when things look good. No, no, no. Trust is believing when things look their worst, when it makes no sense, when everything in you is screaming to give up, but you don't. That's where most people fail. They can handle trusting when things are easy, but when the road gets rough, when they can't see the outcome, that's when they break. And that's the test, isn't it?